A prominent NBA assistant coach recently looked down at his phone as a text rolled in from his agent. It delivered an unexpected question. Would you be interested in the WNBA? The WNBA had never really crossed his mind. The coach, who was granted anonymity to protect future employment possibilities, was focused on becoming an NBA head coach, or perhaps jumping to the men's college ranks in the right situation. Even in the women's college coaching ranks, most have historically looked to climb up the NCAA level where the pay and prominence is higher and win national titles rather than consider the W times change. Even if the timing the NBA and college seasons have either just begun or are about to isn't great for available candidates. The WNBA, unlike other basketball leagues, finishes its season in the fall, and this year 7 of the league's 12 current franchises dismissed their coach. It's left a frenzy for replacements, a seller's market. As such, salaries, the NBA assistant said, are expected to hit $1 million and the Los Angeles Sparks are rumored to be willing to pay $2 million. And that doesn't even count the opportunity to coach the Indiana Fever and star player Caitlin Clark, who are among the teams in the market for a head coach. What was once a coaching afterthought is, well, suddenly something different. I'm dug in on my team, the NBA assistant told Yahoo Sports, but with how much they are paying the coaches, it's interesting. Or as another NBA assistant and potential head coach noted to Yahoo Sports, it's the first time I've heard this many people talking about the WNBA. There probably isn't a simple reason why 58.3% of the league's head coaching jobs opened at the same time. Maybe it's how Clark brought a surge of popularity to the league, causing owners to grow more competitive or impatient. Maybe it's how New York Liberty owners Joseph and Clara Woodside poured significant resources into the club and were rewarded with a title earlier this month. Maybe it's how the Las Vegas Aces, who won the previous 2 championships, are coached by Becky Hammon, who was hired off the staff of the San Antonio Spurs with a reported $1 million salary. Maybe it's just 7 individual situations coming to a conclusion at once. Whatever it is, winning seems to matter a great deal. Consider Christy Sides, the Fever's departed coach. The team started the season 1-8, but as Clark was meshed into a team that also included 2023 WNBA Rookie of the Year Aaliyah Boston, the Fever finished 20-20 and reached the playoffs for the first time since 2017. Pretty good. It still wasn't enough. The Fever job is particularly appealing not just because Clark and the other young talent make them potential title contenders soon, but the bright spotlight the franchise can bring. This is one of the most prominent and followed franchises in the sport at any level. The Fever play in front of packed arenas both home and away, receive extensive national media coverage and routinely draw millions of viewers for regular season games. The average television audience for an NBA game on ESPN/TNT/ABC in 2023-24 was 1.56 million. Last season, Indiana drew better than that 13 times and played in 22 games which hit 1 million or more viewers, including on lesser-known channels such as ION. There are NBA teams that can only dream of doing that. Being Caitlin Clark's coach has to be good for a career. Former Connecticut Sun coach Stephanie White is rumored to be the leading replacement, but this would be the rare WNBA job that might cause even a high-level college coach to pause and think. That's where the WNBA's timing isn't great. Top college coaches would have to bail on their team on the eve of the season. And while getting a Dawn Staley, South Carolina, or Gino Orima, Connecticut, to leave their well-paid fiefdoms might be impossible at any time of the year, certainly a next-level college coach might be interested by spring. Operationally, the WNBA still isn't a money-maker, but its owners are so wealthy it doesn't necessarily matter. The size, for example, are worth an estimated $9 billion. They look quite happy accepting the championship trophy this year. Whatever the motivation, more than half the league is suddenly looking to upgrade its bench, including the most popular team featuring the most popular player. Salaries are being bandied about enough that even coaches who previously wouldn't have considered it have to consider it. Overall, one NBA assistant said, "It's impressive right now." Caitlin Clark recalled the moment she felt so upset after being selected first overall in the 2024 WNBA draft. During an appearance on the November 5th episode of the Fresh Talk podcast, which also served as a reunion for Clark, 22, and her former Iowa Hawkeyes teammates, Kate Martin and Gabby Marshall, the Indiana Fever star revealed she was disappointed in the moments after Commissioner Kathy Engelbert announced her selection. The 2024 Rookie of the Year said she was so upset during the April 15th draft because moments after she was selected, "I just got drug out immediately and I didn't get to see any of the draft." Clark added that she had her phone with her throughout the evening, but I couldn't really go on it. "It made me so upset. I didn't even get to see Kate get drafted." The hours following Clark's highly anticipated selection by the Fever were demanding for the basketball phenom, who said she didn't even take pictures with her friends, family or boyfriend Connor McCaffrey at the event. Clark's appearance on Fresh Talk, hosted by current Hawkeyes junior forward Jada Gyamfi, comes as insider reports suggest that she was offered a $1 million salary plus an equity stake to join the Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier's unrivaled 3x3 league roster, according to Sports Business Journal. It would be a major increase in Clark's WNBA salary, which was expected to be $76,535 in her first season based on the league's typical contracts for new players. After expanding its roster from 30 players to 36, the league is willing to let Clark take as long as she wants to accept the offer, per Sports Business Journal. Clark is currently in her first WNBA offseason after a stellar rookie season that ended with her being named both the league's and the Associated Press's 2024 Rookie of the Year. She averaged 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, a WNBA high, per the league, 5.7 rebounds and 1.33 steals this season. Snub City. Didn't even use Clark? Ever since Caitlin Clark's arrival in the WNBA, the league's social media moves have faced repeated scrutiny, especially from her passionate fan base. Earlier this season, right before the playoffs, fans were stunned when the WNBA posted a graphic showcasing players from every qualifying team, with Indiana Fever's Clark noticeably absent. While that remained a subjective design choice, a new oversight has sparked more frustration. Fans don't seem all in on the changed outcome either. Earlier this week, the WNBA announced Assist Week on social media, rolling out what they called the top 10 assists of the season. Fans watched as the league revealed each highlight one by one, all the way up to the number 2 spot. The stage was set for the grand finale, the number 1 assist of the season. But when it finally went live, something wasn't quite right. Shortly after posting, the WNBA had to put it down and update with a new number 1 assist. So, WNBA's social media team made a blunder in their Assist Week countdown as the highly anticipated number 1 play, which was meant to feature the top assists from the 2024 season, turned out to be from 2023 instead. In a tweet that has since been deleted, the WNBA crowned a behind-the-back dish from Las Vegas Aces star Chelsea Gray to Aja Wilson during a game against the Indiana Fever. While WNBA quickly deleted the tweet, the damage was done. Fans were already in an uproar, pointing out the blunder and calling out the league's social media team for the oversight. The outrage wasn't just about the mistake itself, but also about Caitlin Clark being left off the top spot in the rankings. WNBA oversight and Caitlin Clark snub erupts fan outrage. Upon closer inspection, the WNBA's earlier post showcasing Chelsea Gray's behind-the-back pass as the number 1 assist was actually from a game played in June 2023. In that matchup, the Las Vegas Aces dominated the Indiana Fever with a convincing 101-88 victory. Late in the fourth quarter, with just 3 minutes left and the game comfortably in the Aces' hands, Gray made the slick pass to Aja Wilson for an easy 2-point shot. It didn't take long for fans, who closely follow the league and its visuals, to catch the mistake. From the distinctive jersey designs to the graphics in the clip, it was clear that the pass wasn't from the current season. Fans quickly took to social media, calling out the WNBA's social media team for the blunder. One fan, who even shared the clip, expressed frustration, labeling the mistake as a sign of the league's incompetence and blasting it as made-up SHT. The incompetence of the official at WNBA account continues. Now they name a Chelsea Gray assist from Check's Notes 2023 as the best assist of the 2024 season. LMFAO can't make this SHT up. This slip-up turned out to be an obvious major embarrassment, especially given that the WNBA's social media team is staffed with professionals specifically tasked with enhancing the league's online image. Yet, somehow, they missed this glaring detail, or, as some speculated, perhaps there was an unclear intention behind it. Another fan chimed in, humorously suggesting the mix-up must have sparked some serious internal debate. Their social media team must be fighting among themselves right now. This is hilarious. I am very glad they did this list. It exposes everything about them. It would be easy to fire them now. The mistake was especially frustrating for fans, given that the WNBA had been hyping up the 2024 Assist Week countdown, only to feature a play from 2023. One fan expressing their frustration by taking a bold yet simple step. I muted and unfollowed them. They don't deserve engagement. The league quickly took down the mistaken post and replaced it with another top assist, another behind-the-back pass from Chelsea Gray, this time correctly from the 2024 season against the Fever. However, by then, fans were already voicing their frustration, disappointed that Caitlin Clark's assists hadn't earned the top spot. While Clark did make 2 appearances in the countdown, both were in lower-ranked spots. One fan even suggested that the league's error felt intentional, as if they were deliberately downplaying Clark to spotlight other players instead. They're so desperate to big her up at the expense of Caitlin. One pointed out that if any assist deserved the number 1 position this season, it had to be Caitlin Clark's jaw-dropping play during the All-Star game against Team USA. In that July matchup, Clark delivered a slick, no-look pass that even caught Jonquil Jones off guard, leaving her so impressed she turned to give Clark an appreciative clap, visibly in awe of the young star's finesse. The assist of the year should have been the one in the All-Star game that had JJ whipping around in disbelief. Ultimately, the WNBA's blunders only translated to fueling fan frustration. The WNBA team, however, ensured a shout-out post to the 22-year-old for all the assist records she has broken this year. The Indiana Fever floor general, Caitlin Clark, made wonders happen with the ball in her hands, the post read with a compilation of her best passes. The audience, though, doesn't seem satisfied. In recent years, the WNBA has emerged as one of the most watched sports leagues in the U.S. with the help of the NBA. It has reached a level that was unimaginable just a few years ago. This success is due in part to standout athletes like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, who have brought the WNBA to a new level of appeal through their amazing and entertaining performances. A hidden gem for too long. However, this growth could have happened sooner, as the talent was always there, but no one was investing in it. Former WNBA player and now legend Candace Parker recently addressed the lack of trust and interest in women's sports from both the public and broadcasting channels. She discussed this during an appearance on the Bloomberg Originals podcast, where she highlighted the challenges the league faces in attracting a larger audience and criticized major television networks for ignoring opportunities to invest in women's sports. The first time they put the women's NCAA game on ABC was the first year that Caitlin Clark made the championship game. Are you surprised that the viewership was up? Are you surprised that people actually saw the product? It was buried for so long on ESPN, Parker said. She also explained how the WNBA is not seen as powerful as other men's leagues, which carefully plan schedules to avoid conflicts with other major sporting events. The NBA, for example, organizes its schedule to avoid competing with NFL playoffs or NFL opening week. The NBA doesn't want to clash with NFL playoffs or NFL opening week. So why would we then put the WNBA? I don't care if that's the time slot they're giving you, Parker added. Progress is being made, but although more could have been done earlier to develop women's basketball, the league is finally gaining the recognition it has long deserved. It's only a matter of time before it evolves to be as independent and autonomous as men's sports.